everyone, Roger Gallegos here, founder and owner of Beacon Marketing. Hope you're having a great day. So today we're going to continue our video series on how you can market your business more effective and efficiently through the holiday season. Because the holiday season, we get so busy with the holidays, with parties, with travel, with friends, family, all those things that come in with the holidays at the end of the year. Marketing often gets put to the side because it's not marked as urgent. Everything else is urgent, but marketing may be the most important thing you do because it helps set your year up for your business up for the next year. And you have to think of it that way. But because everything else is urgent and gets in your face, marketing gets put aside. So we want to bring marketing to the forefront and show you how you can market yourself and save time marketing yourself so you just become better at it. And the best thing about what we're sharing this month is you can use these tips and tricks throughout the entire year. You start making this part of your culture, part of your identity. Excuse me. You just get a lot more effective, a lot more efficient, and it just creates a whole new way to market your business, and you see better results just by changing how you do a few things here. Now today what we're going to talk about is how Beacon Marketing, how we actually produce content. Now this gets more into the tactics of what we do. Before we've been talking about more of the strategic and ideas. This actually gets down into the tactics. We're going to talk about a few things. So the first thing I want to talk about is a marketing calendar. Now a marketing calendar, it just creates a roadmap or a blueprint for how a set period of time is supposed to go. Now you could do that for a couple weeks, you could do it for a month, you could do it 6 weeks. If you're doing it for the holiday season, I would suggest just doing it from now to the end of the year and just outline what you want to do is you want to outline your goals and how you can reach those goals and what marketing content that you need or what marketing tools or how you're going to reach those goals through your marketing. That way, what you do is you say, we need to do these things each week or each day, and you plan for it. And the marketing calendar allows you to do that. So the one thing that we did specifically when we came for November is we said, okay, first thing, we want to have a theme. Here's our content. We outlined the content that we needed, and we created a plan to create that content. Now, I wrote more about creating a marketing calendar, what you need to create a marketing calendar on our blog. So go check out that blog and you get more information. And the next thing, I just alluded to this, but the next thing we do is we define a purpose for the content that we create. We don't want to just create the content and put it out there just for the sake of checking a box. We call that check the box marketing. And that's when you just do something for the sake of doing something. No, we want everything that we produce to have value to you, our audience. And the way we do that is give it a purpose. Say, we're trying to accomplish this. So for November, we outlined the theme saying we want to help people save time. So every bit of content that we produce, all of our messaging is going to be around that or servicing that idea of saving time and helping our customers or potential customers or audience save time. So when you have that, the way it saves time is you just have this laser focus. So when you're sitting down, you're not just, what am I going to say? Or what do we do with this? You already know what you're going to say. You already know it. So you just bring that experience that you have, whatever it is, and you put it to paper and you go. It makes it a lot easier. So the next thing, and this is a big one, is schedule time to create the content. This is just like anything. For me, I've learned if it's not on my calendar, if I don't specifically schedule time for something, it's just not going to happen. That could be anything. That could be creating content, sending emails, calling potential clients. If it's not on my calendar, I don't do it because something else comes up. Creating content, you have to sit down and say, I'm going to work on this video. Like if you look at my calendar, right now is when I had scheduled to do my video, this video. So what I usually do, my process for Beacon Marketing is I break it up. So I don't spend too much of one chunk of time doing something unless I have it specifically. Like my day's so busy. What I usually do is say, I record the videos one day. I try to record 2 or 3 videos in one day. And then I set another time aside to actually edit the videos. And then if I have time, to schedule them for publication on YouTube. So you break it up like that, but you schedule that time, and it gives you that time. So you're not doing things last minute, you're not rushed, and it gives you time to plan out what you need to get for it. So if you need to get some graphics set up, if you need to create an outline, if you need some copy, if you need someone to do anything for it, some prep work, you get that all done. And that's what outlining your content and specifically setting some time, because you learn, and you learn this over time. You're not going to get perfect at this. You're going to make some mistakes. Like for instance, even though I was planning out these videos, I finally, for the first time this month, had all my designs created at the beginning of the month for the thumbnails and all that created at the beginning of the month. So they're ready. I already have the designs, even though I didn't record the videos. In some cases, I actually had the designs created before I did the outline for the video, because I knew what I wanted the designs to look like. I just had the designs made. So the next thing is automation. Now, we hear a lot of automation in various industries, but in automation, what this is, use something to help you make your job a little easier, like scheduling your content to be delivered. There's a ton of different platforms. In our next video, next week, we'll talk about some of the platforms we use, but you can use a platform to deliver your content. Email platforms are big. They have automation. Like if you have someone who signs up to an email list, you can have an automation that sends them an email saying thank you. In that email, it offers them a link to an offer, or gives them a link to an offer that you're giving out to a promotion. Use your automation. Find ways to do that, because it alleviates you from having to go back and do that, or having someone else on your staff do that. And so you just do little things like that just make it easier. So look at automation. If you have any of your marketing tools, any of the things, any of the things that you use, check out their automation side of it if there's any. If not, you may want to look at something else. So any emailing platform should have automation. Any obviously scheduling platform like Hootsuite or something will have automated tools. Look at those tools and make sure you use them to your benefit. Take some time to learn them and see how you can use them. The next thing we do specifically is, my wife is a copy editor. So all the copy I write, all the messaging I produce, I run it by her for editing and feedback. She goes through, I'm not good at grammar. Now this kind of speaks to a larger purpose. Our larger thing is seek help. I've mentioned this before in other tips, and I think I mentioned in the last video and the previous one before that, is seeking help is important. And specifically for me, I get help on editing, because I'm not the best editor. I could write something, read it, and I think it looks good, and then 2 weeks later, there's a ton of mistakes. So editing is not my strong point. So I asked my wife to do that. And then I asked people in my life to read something, to go over it, give me some feedback, see if it makes sense. Because a lot of times you put something on paper and you may be thinking of something, you may think it looks good, but it just doesn't go right. So get some feedback, get some editing. It just helps you look better. And it saves time, because then you don't have to go back and clarify something. You don't have to go back and delete something, especially if it's really bad and you just want it gone. Then you just wasted time by creating that piece of content just to scrap it. So you want to save time by getting someone to edit your work. The last thing, this is probably the biggest thing, this was the hardest thing for me to learn, was do not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Now, of course, I'm not saying you put out subpar content or information. I am not saying that whatsoever. You want to put your best foot forward at all times. You want to be professional and appear, have your audience look at you and say, this person knows what they're talking about. This is not what I'm talking about there. What I'm talking about is when you're creating something, when you're looking at design, we'll just move it here, or try to get in wording just right. A lot of times, just put it down, have someone edit it, make sure you have your grammar, spelling, all those big things that just stand out like a sore thumb, that make you look unprofessional. Make sure those things are on point, but everything else will work on the end. And the big thing about this, as you produce content, as you get into the hang of things, all those little things that you think are wrong, you'll correct over time. Those little things that only stand out to you, they'll get fixed and they'll look better, but you need that practice of developing and publishing that content. So don't get caught up in being perfect. Just make sure you have the basics, the spelling, the grammar, your core information. Make sure those things are correct, and you'll save a ton of time. And over time, you will get better at the other stuff. I promise you, it's happened to me and it'll happen for you. So that's it. So let's recap really quickly on how beacon marketing saves time. So We use a marketing calendar. We define the purpose for all the content we create and publish. We schedule time to develop that content. We use automation. We have help editing and getting some feedback. And then we don't try to be perfect. We're not perfect. You see me coughing here. I've been doing a lot of talking today. If I had to stop or if I tried to redo this every time I coughed, I would not get this video done. I've been doing a lot of talking, so my throat is dry. I'm coughing. Sometimes you just have to accept it and say, hey, I hope the audience understands. I hope you understand me coughing. I hope you've had a dry throat once or twice in your life. So remember, don't be perfect. So that's it for today. So next week, we're going to do the 5 tools that we use, the 5 specific tools. I'll tell you guys what they are and give you some information on that so you guys could check those out and hopefully either use them or find some other ways. It's the tools that we use to save time. So let me know what you think. What are some ways that you guys save time? Is there something that I didn't mention? Is there another, or maybe I should try? Let me know. As always, share with people. Please like. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have a marketing newsletter. Every Friday I go live on Facebook at 10 a.m. To just give a weekly update. We give marketing tips of the week, what we call BTWs or Beacons of the Week. I do a monthly webinar. It's the third Thursday every month where we go over just something that deals with the marketing issue of the month, the theme of the month that we're focusing on. So tune in for that. If you're not on our newsletter, get on the newsletter. We have a bunch of stuff we're putting out there for you guys. All of it's free because I want to help you guys promote your businesses more effectively and efficiently, because that is my goal with Beacon Marketing. All right, that's it for me now. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.